Hello students, welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. Today we are going to discuss about a recent topic or issue that has been in news from past few days is regarding a volcanic eruption that has happened in one of the countries. It's actually a small island country located in the middle of Pacific Ocean. The country's name is Tonga. So we are going to discuss about the recent volcanic eruption in Tonga. What is the science and mechanism behind that eruption, and what are the impact as well as the future we can say implications of such kind of volcanic eruption. So let us start and delve deeper into this particular topic. So first of all, we try to understand the context in which we are discussing this particular issue is that a kingdom of Tonga, however, it is a very small country and does not attract global eyeballs. But right now, a violent eruption that has happened below the sea water in the Pacific near this island country on January 15th, and the spread of the shock wave was so much huge that it was felt even around half the world, even to the countries like New Zealand, Australia, and even in some parts of the United States of America. So actually the volcanic eruption happened around two small uninhabited islands. The name of this island is Hunga Hapai and Hunga Tonga, and this eruption actually has happened around this island countries, which is about 100 meter above sea level and 65 kilometer north of Tonga's capital, that is Nuku Alufang. So if we try to understand about any volcanic eruption in general, so volcanic eruption or volcano is a kind of a landform that look like an opening or rupture in the earth's surface, and we have a circular opening around this volcano which is called as volcanic vent, and through this vent, whenever pressure buildups inside the earth's crust, a large amount of magma, gases, and we can say lava comes out in the form of hot liquid and semi-liquid rock. As at the same time, we also have emission of large-scale volcanic ash and gases that escape through this volcanic vent via the volcano. The volcanic hotspots generally are found in those areas of the earth. As you know, that earth is divided into several tectonic plates. So wherever we have interaction between two different tectonic plates, that is the region where we have very high probability of volcanoes. And a volcanic eruption is when lava and gases are released from volcano, sometimes also in very explosive manner and spread to a very large extent, both vertically as well as horizontally. So the point we have to understand here that as far as the Tonga volcanic eruption is concerned, it was not a continental or land-based volcanic eruption, but this volcanic eruption has occurred below the sea level or at the bottom of the sea. And as per geologists and other geophysicists, it is believed that around the world there are at least 1 million active undersea volcanoes, and most of them are located, as we discussed before, near the tectonic plate boundaries. And not only lava, but even a large volume of ash are also spread out whenever we have volcanic eruption that is happening in the undersea level. The one major impact or one major result of the undersea volcanic eruption we see in the formation of a sea mount. Sea mount is actually a type of mountain, but it is called sea mount because the top of mountain never comes above the water surface or above the sea surface. So it is sea mount, we can say briefly, it is a mountain that is submerged below the sea level, formed as a direct result of volcanic eruption and cooling of the rocks and the molten lava that comes along with this. So now coming to this particular point, that why volcanic eruption has happened in the Tonga region. So as we have discussed that whenever any volcanic eruption has happened, it generally happens at the boundary of two different plates. Suppose this is one plate and this is our other plate. So what happens in this case, we have two plates here. One plate is Australian plate, which is an example of oceanic plate, and other side we can see clearly from this diagram we have another oceanic plate, that is the Pacific plate. So whenever two whenever two different tectonic plates interact with one another or come together with toward each other, the heaviest or denser plate start to subduct below the lighter plate, and as this heavier plate subduct below the lighter plate and goes more inside the mantle, as you know, as you go inside the earth's surface, the temperature increases. So as the temperature increases, the subducting plate starts to melt. The rock of the subducting plate start to convert into molten form, convert into liquid form, and gradually being lighter in density, they start rising up toward the surface. And gradually, as more and more gases escape due to melting of this rock, more and more lava, magma forms, and more of these materials start rising toward the surface. Gradually the pressure builds up, and finally the pressure increases to such an extent that suddenly we have eruption of these molten materials along with the gases and ashes. And that is what have given rise to this volcanic eruption in Tonga. We have subduction of Pacific plate, which is heavier below the lighter Australian plate, resulting into formation of a volcanic island through which every now and then we have volcanic eruption. The location of Tonga, as you can clearly see on the map of world, it is Australia, New Zealand, somewhere to the northeast of Australia and New Zealand in the central Pacific, the Tonga is located. Now, one very interesting point which geophysicists have understood about this particular volcanic eruption is that the explosivity of volcano was very intense. Generally, what happens in the case of undersea volcano, as magma rises slowly. So, as the magma rises slowly, gradually it comes in contact with water, due to which we have formation of a layer of steam, and the actual magma and the cool water of the sea is separated by this thin layer of steam, and that is why the magma gets sufficient time to cool at the in the outer surface, and due to this reason what happens, generally the explosivity is not so much higher. However, in this case, in the case of Tonga volcanic eruption, the magma was rising at very fast speed. Magma was rising at very high speed, fast rise was there, due to which what happened, the steam layer that separates the sea surface or sea water from the magma actually got disrupted. Due to this, the magma came in direct contact with the cooled sea water. At the bottom of sea, temperature is somewhere about 4 degrees Celsius. So you can understand that temperature of sea water is 4 degrees Celsius, temperature of rising magma is somewhere about 1000 degrees Celsius. So such a sudden contact between the fuel, that was magma, and the coolant, that is water, gave rise to a very explosive kind of volcanic eruption. So that is how this volcano was, or this volcanic eruption was slightly different from the general volcanic eruption that occurs at the bottom of the sea. Now, if you try to understand the scale of the Tonga eruption, so actually the first time it was studied was in year 2016, when it was found that due to the continuous volcanic eruption in this Tonga region, a combined island of almost 5 kilometers long was developed around this Tonga. And at the same time, geologists have also discovered that somewhere 150 meters below the sea level, below the waves, we have a hidden caldera. Let us try to understand what is caldera. So, as we have discussed before, the general shape of volcano is like this. This is our volcanic cone. This, the upper surface through which magma and gases rises up, is called as volcanic vent. The whole network of this crack in the earth surface through which all this material rises up is called as volcanic pipe. Now, sometimes what happens, the materials including gases and magma or also water vapor, when they start to erupt, sometimes the intensity of eruption is so extreme that the magma causes disruption of the whole upper surface, or we can simply also say that the whole top of the volcano is simply blown away. Due to this, what happened, the structure of volcano becomes something like this, where we have very huge crevices or crack in the upper portion of volcano, and this crevice or depression formed due to explosion or violent explosion of magma causing blowing up of the upper surface causes formation of caldera. So we have a caldera that also has been discovered around these regions. So these small eruptions represent the magma system that is slowly recharging itself to prepare for a big event. This is a very important point, because geologists believe that this is not an isolated incident, or also this is not a one-time incident. What is happening? This was a small scale eruption, and gradually, as this more and more small scale eruption happens, a large amount of magma will keep on accumulating below these regions, and it might be possible that in the very near future we can have very sudden and very violent explosion of the volcano, very violent eruption of the volcano that can even trigger a large scale tsunami waves. So with this knowledge, the eruption on January 15 seems to be right on schedule for a big one. So on the basis of this, if we try to understand that what the future holds as far as the Tonga and the surrounding regions are concerned. So if you look at the extent of the particular volcanic eruption, due to this volcanic eruption, a cloud that was almost as high as 20 km, that was mainly made up of ash plumes, that is burned rocks that converts into ash, and it is spread up to a horizontal extent of 260 kilometers in diameter. So actually, if you look at per present scenario, the whole island region around which this volcanic eruption has happened is kind of covered under this ash cloud, and nothing is visible from the atmosphere or the upper surface. And the latest eruption has actually stepped up the scale in terms of violent activity or violence volcanic eruption. And it also proves at the same point that large amount of fresh gas charged magma have erupted from the caldera. And if you go as per the last study in this particular region, we can see that geological deposits from the volcano's previous eruption, it shows that we have 1,000-year major caldera is there that was stagnant. It has erupted, and the episodic eruption of this 1,000-year-old caldera has started, and it may involve many separate explosion events that can go as far as a small volcanic eruption to a very violent volcanic eruption. So that is all we can say about the future, unless and until this ash cloud disappear and we try to understand this more, that how and what is the situation at the ground level, how it has everything changed. We will not be able to explain everything in detail. So we have to wait for some more this information to come, and till as of now we can just only hope that this was just a one time incident, or at least even if next time volcanic eruption happen, it might be or it should be very small in nature, so it does not threaten the life of people around the surrounding island. Because for this particular volcanic eruption, the waves, the tsunami waves were generated because it triggered an earthquake of almost 5.6 magnitude on the Richter scale. And suppose if volcanic eruption is very intense in nature, the magnitude of earthquake will also increase, and it is believed generally that if any earthquake happening in the undersea or on the undersea level, if it triggers earthquake of 7.0 or higher on the Richter scale, it can trigger a very devastating tsunami of 10 meter or higher wave, as we have seen in the case of 26 December 2004 in the Indian Ocean regions. But till now, we should hope for the best and believe that such kind of incident will not happen. Whatever volcanic eruption will happen will be short and small in magnitude. So that is all for this particular news. We'll come again soon with another interesting topic. Till then, take care. Thank you very much. And if you like the video, please like, share and subscribe.